having lived in a Muslim-dominated country, how do you view Islam as a religion?
I think there's two things to separate. Number one is Islam as a system, and secondly, Muslim people, because they can sometimes be two different things. I think there are many Muslim people, many Muslim people who are sincere, who want to understand God better and in a deeper way, who want to be somehow have a relationship with this God that they see is so far away. I think the tragedy of Islam is, as a religion, is that it portrays God as someone who's uncaring, or it portrays more of the wrath of God, more as a legal system, that you do this, this will go with you, you do that, and you'll be in trouble. And I think the whole revelation of God being gracious is something that's alien or foreign to Islam, and of course that's reflected in the people themselves. Grace is a foreign subject to them. So yes, the system in itself somehow portrays a God that we, reading the scriptures, know is not entirely like that.
Earlier in this year, there was great media interest brought about through an event called Draw Muhammad Day.
Yes.
Repercussions of which led to Pakistan blocking access to certain websites, parts of the internet. Two parts to the question. What's your understanding of the motives behind Draw Muhammad Day, and how do you see the results of it working or not working towards those objectives?
I think herein is a lack of understanding of the way Muslim people feel, because you would remember that there was a film that came out many years ago about the last temptation of Christ. Western people feel that if people should protest against something that is religious, then it should be dignified. They don't simply understand, because they are dignified when they protest. They don't simply understand how a great proportion of the other world feels about their faith. And so I think that was an unnecessary, what was to be gained by it? It was an unnecessary thing that inflamed passions. And as you well remember, a high court in Pakistan actually ordered the blocking of certain sites, and that's because people feel very strongly about it. There's a big population in Pakistan that feel very strongly about these things, and that these things should not happen. So personally, I would want to ask the question, what was there to be gained? If you want to change Muslims to think like Westerners in terms of their faith, then we're not talking about this one or two events. You've got to change the whole educational system and the way people are educated. In Pakistan, most people learn by rote. They don't learn about cause and effect and how to argue your case in a controlled manner. They are passionate people, and they don't think like Westerners do. And so if you want to change something, this odd event will not change them. It involves thinking about the whole educational system that many people undertake while being in Pakistan, or many other nations for that matter, or Muslim nations, I might add, for that matter.
Are there any benefits solely inherent to Islam that you're aware of?
I think one of the things, and here I'll go to the other side of grace, I think one of the things that people admire in Islam is the discipline that it has, and that people from a non-Islamic faith have tended to lose out on that discipline. Now, I know people would say that it's repetitive or it's legalistic and all these things, but certainly as a Christian, for example, I feel that we've lost out on the whole discipline of fasting. You know, we've lost out on the discipline of getting up early in the morning and praying. Some do. Or we've lost the discipline of having regular prayer times during the day. And these are things you can learn from another faith. And it could be a challenge to you. And certainly these are things. The whole respect that they give to their scriptures and things like that are things that one can look at and admire and seek to apply some of those things to one's own life.
Obviously, the flip side of that question, are there any negative aspects that are solely inherent to Islam?
I think that one of the dangers that something of a faith that demands a lot of discipline, the dangers is that you begin to view God as, if you just cross the line, then he's going to hit you on the head. And of course, if some disaster does happen in your life or in your family or with somebody who's close to you, then you almost are beginning to say, well, because you did not do this, that's why this disaster has come upon you. And I think that, of course, because that presents God as a very hard person, as a God that doesn't care, and as a God that is looking to knock you on the head whenever you suddenly go wrong or you miss out on something. And I think that there is a balance, a wonderful balance, that we as people, disciples of Christ, can learn.